simple but delicious recipes. As soon as she brought them in, I was like, I have to have one. And she was taking it out of the pan and I was eating it. They are chocolate dipped pretzels with bacon. And I don't know about you guys, but who doesn't love bacon? And bacon makes everything better. We were just discussing ways to put bacon in everything. So I think you will find this as a fun recipe. You can do tailgating, lots of different things that are coming up in the fall season. If you haven't had a chance to grab lunch or a late afternoon snack, I'm going to brag about our pork booth. I just had their pulled pork, and Janet, who runs the pork booth, will tell you I am obsessed with their pulled pork. It is the best pulled pork. I know I only have 3 more days, and then I have to wait another 365 days until I can have this pulled pork. So please go back there. Their pork chop on a stick sounds different, but it is the most delicious pork, and I eat pork every night. It is the most delicious pork you will ever have. So if you're looking for ideas for dinner or a snack, please, please, please go back and visit our pork booth. They also have delicious chocolate chip cookies. They have everything that you could possibly want back there. So again, visit our pork booth, and we are supporting Ohio farmers, so that's even a better thing. So one more thing, Lauren's recipe is on our website. Okay, and it is ohioheartlandcuisine.com. We have index cards right down here, so please grab an index card. It is obviously under the pork section since we're cooking with bacon, and we'll turn it over to Lauren and start cooking. I think everyone's gonna love this one.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm excited to share this simple yet delicious recipe with you. And one reason I love bacon so much, not only because it tastes good, but because I raise it. I am a bacon farmer near Cincinnati, Ohio, and I specialize in raising piglets, and I like to call them my bacon bits on the farm. And so I'll tell you a little about them as I do the recipe. But to get started, we are going to take our chocolate. Now you can use any type of chocolate. I bought milk chocolate today. You can buy semi-sweet chocolate, white chocolate, dark chocolate. You can experiment what you want, because this is a neat recipe where you can experiment, people can try different things. So I have a big measuring glass here that I'm gonna put half a bag of chocolate in. And this will probably make 20 to 25 pretzel sticks. If you use a whole bag, it might make close to 40. Okay, so you can see I have my chocolate in my big measuring glass, and I'm going to put a little bit, can they see it okay? All right, I'm gonna put a little bit of vegetable oil in the chocolate. I'm just going to put maybe half of a capful in. If you were using a whole bag, you might want to put a whole tablespoon in. And this is just going to help with the melting process. So this way it stays smooth and it doesn't get clumped up or burn when it's melting. So I'm going to mix this together. And then I'm going to go ahead and put it in the microwave for 20 seconds at a time. And it shouldn't take that long for just half a bag of chocolate, maybe about a minute. And letting it cook for 20 seconds at a time and then stirring it in between is gonna make sure it stays smooth and consistent and doesn't burn. If you put it in for too long, it could accidentally clump up or burn. So that's one thing I've learned with this recipe. So that was 20 seconds. I'm going to take it out and stir it again. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay, this microwave might not be as powerful as my one at home, so I might have to do it a couple of times. So, a little bit about my farm while I'm making my chocolate. I work with my family, and I take care of all the piglets as they're born. And they all get the individual care and attention on our farm that they need. We keep them inside a nice cool barn here in the summertime. And I care for the mothers as they give birth to their piglets. They can have anywhere from 10 to 20 piglets. And so it's my job to make sure they're all getting the milk they need, because within 3 weeks, they're going to be big enough to stop nursing on their mother and go off to another farmer to grow up until they're ready for market. And so it's really important to keep a close eye on them. And as you can see, my chocolate's already getting pretty melted. So after a long day of taking care of my piglets, this is the type of recipe I would like to come in and do, because it's really quick and easy, but we can make it look extra fancy for parties or any occasion. About there. Yep, maybe just one more time. So one neat idea that I have on display is that you could put your chocolate in a fondue pot, like I have here. And that would be really fun for a party or just for a family to do together, is to melt your chocolate and then put it in the fondue pot, and then you can keep it over a flame to keep it melted. This is about good, actually, once I stirred it together. Okay, so now that my chocolate is melted, you could leave it in a bowl, but a good technique for dipping our pretzel rods in the chocolate and making it look really nice for presentation is to use a tall glass. So I'm gonna pour my chocolate into this tall glass. And now, as far as the baking goes, I'm going to show you how I would have it cooking while I'm making my chocolate. So while I'm melting my chocolate, you can have your bacon cooking in the oven. So I bought some regular package of bacon from the store. And I noticed there were different cuts of bacon, like there's extra thick bacon. I just bought the regular cut bacon because it would be easier to cut up into our crumbles later. So an easy mess-free way to cook our bacon is to put it on some aluminum foil on top of a baking sheet. And then we put our oven on 350 degrees, and then it'll be able to bake for about 15 minutes, and then you can check on it. If it's not crispy enough, you could bake it for a couple minutes longer. And so I will put this in the oven for about 15 minutes and check on it, and then the best way to let it cool off is to put it on a plate with a paper towel, and then it'll soak up any of that extra grease on it and make it really mess-free, and then I can be able to just throw this away afterwards. So I already have some bacon that I cooked beforehand. Yep. And so once it's cooked, I can put it on a cutting board or a plate, and I can cut it up into little crumbles. Now, this is simple enough, but if you are really busy, in the bacon bit aisle, they make real pieces of bacon bits already cut up for you. You would want the real bacon pieces that are cut up, and that would make it super simple. And I like to say that I really do believe bacon bits are the new sprinkle. You can put them on almost any desserts, and it adds that little extra something. And in this case, you're gonna have the sweet and the salty mixture that's gonna combine really well. And you can see just from 2 pieces of bacon, I have a lot of bacon pieces. And you can cut them up however fine you want, but I think to make it look really gourmet, you can leave the pieces a little bigger. Okay. And if you were to do a party for presentation, you could put it in nice little bowls and people can like pick from different toppings. If you didn't want to just put bacon on the pretzel, maybe you wanted to put something else on it too. Or you could even experiment with taking a whole piece of bacon and wrapping it around the pretzel. Okay, so then I'm going to take one of my pretzel rods, and what you need to do is make the chocolate go up to the rim of the glass. And so this way, you can kind of twist the pretzel with not too much chocolate, but you can get it almost all the way down on the pretzel and kind of twist it against the rim of the glass. And that way you're not gonna just dunk it and end up with like a huge blob of chocolate. They're gonna look really nice. They'll taste the same either way, but these will look really nice when you have them out. And then you can take your bacon bits, and some are gonna like fall off, but because I was doing this at home, just kind of crumble them on there. So it might be messy at first, but then once they fall off, they'll look nice in presentation. So I'll make a couple here. So it's nice to cut them up into smaller pieces, and then you'll be able to lay them out and present them really nicely. So this can get fun with different kids and be creative. And no bacon can go wasted. So I hope you really enjoyed this recipe. If I was putting these out for a party, I would take a lot longer on them. But as you can see, this is something easy you can do to add bacon to a sweet treat. And I hope you go to porkbeinspired.com to check out more pork recipes. I have a website, Farm Girl with Curls, because of my curly hair. You can go and see pictures of my piglets and learn more about the farm. And I hope you enjoyed this. So, thank you.
Thanks, Lauren. Again, don't forget her recipe is on our website, ohioheartlandcuisine.com, and they are on the red and white index cards down here. And please go back and visit our pork booth. I promise you will not be disappointed. Everything back there is delicious, and we'll have samples in just a minute.